So, hello everybody. Thanks for joining today on our webinar, Walk Around the KNIME Hub, Backstage with the developers. I'm Toby. I'm the product owner of the KNIME Hub. I'm mainly coordinating, prioritizing our work. And today with me is Jakob.
Hello from my side as well. Happy to be here today. And yeah, I'm a software engineer at KNIME, working mainly at the hub. And so my daily task is more or less translating the user interface concepts and designs into code and trying to make the hub as fast as possible. So yeah, happy to be here and let's start.
One quick note before we actually get into the content and actually starting. So please use the QA section if you have any questions, which we hope there are going to be plentiful of. And also upvote those questions which you're really interested in so we can see which we need to answer first. Also, the session is going to be recorded and will be made publicly available on YouTube. So please be aware of that. We will send a follow-up email with all links, a small present, and the link to the recording.
So talking about the Q&A section, where is this actually? If you have your Zoom window open and you're looking below the video, then there should be a QA button. If you press this one, a separate window will open and there you can put in your question. And also there's a little like thumbs up button where you can vote on questions you find interesting. So we will answer them. And in some cases, we will also use the chat functionality of Zoom. So this is the other button on the left. And we will just try that out now. And I see you guys already posting some things in the chat. This is really cool because we want to know where you guys are all from. Because this is always really interesting with this now virtual webinars. When like we cannot see you, we are like speaking to some computer just, but so it's really nice to know where you're from, and so we have a bit of an impression who is with us today.
So hello to Muscat Uman. Hello, thanks for joining. And what else do we see? North Carolina, very nice. And Maryland, really cool. Constance. Oh, Rochester, Brooklyn.
France.
Amazing. That's really cool.
Nice. So, we want to show you also where we are. So as you might know, Malaysia. Wow, great. As you might know, KNIME is more or less around the world. We have more than 20 nationalities working at KNIME, and we have offices in Zurich, in Berlin, in Constance, and in Austin as well in the States. So and now we are streaming live from the Constance office. So to give you a bit of an impression where this actually is, because you might not have heard about that. Here you see Italy, and then there are the Swiss Alps. And then in a few seconds, there will pop up a lake. This is the Lake of Constance. And there is a little city. It's not big, but it's kind of beautiful. And there is our office. So this is where we're streaming from at the moment. In the background, you can see, kind of like the Rhine River, which is floating there. And you see the Swiss mountains again soon. And Constance is kind of like located between or on the border of Switzerland and Austria. And it's kind of interesting here. If you anytime are in the south of Germany, drop us a note and come visit us. We are happy to meet you.
So again, hello everyone. And as Jakob already mentioned, our team is quite international. So we have people in Austin and in Konstanz working on the KNIME Hub. And on the next slide, which we can see all of our members who are working on the Hub project. So we have a lot of different roles. We have user experience experts, front-end and back-end developers, infrastructure, testing, product management, everything. So everybody is trying his best or her best to make the Hub a really cool product. So at first, we want to maybe make a quick questions to the audience, and what we are interested in, how everybody knows about the Hub, or maybe somebody is here for the first time, doesn't know about the KNIME Hub at all. So Lindsay is gonna show a quick poll where you can vote, and exactly. So if you want, you can tell us what your knowledge level is. That's being said, it's no problem if you know nothing about KNIME or KNIME Hub. We will go through the KNIME Hub fundamentals, and we will make sure everybody gets going. And also we will have something for the experts. So we have a lot of KNIME Hub experts. So everyday users are 43%.
Nice.
Very good job. Yes, sometimes it's 26%. And no, I have heard of it never, but used it, 22%. And not at all, 9%. So that's, I think you are also in the right place today, getting to know the Hub a little bit better. So what I think this enough of introduction. Let's get right into it, and let's quickly talk about what we actually want to show you and what's in you for this webinar today. So the first thing we want to go over are the basics of the KNIME Hub, what it is actually about, what the vision for it is, what the future will bring, and talk a little bit about that. Then also, as a kind of a sneak peek, special for this webinar, we will also show you the latest features of the KNIME Hub, which are not yet public, but we will show it here in this webinar for the first time. We also don't want this webinar to be a one-directional, unidirectional thing. So we are really happy to take the chance and also ask you about your wishes and go over your wish list of features for the KNIME Hub, and then also make a quick outlook on the roadmap for the KNIME Hub. And in the end, if we have time, we will also go over your questions again and answer as much as possible. So what is the KNIME Hub in a few short sentences? So if you're working on a data science project and you don't know how to solve your project, so then the Hub is a very good starting place to get a few best practices, find examples, and leverage the whole KNIME community and their knowledge to maybe find a solution which already does what you want, or maybe does it better or in another way, which is kind of also interesting for you. So you can find workflows, nodes, components, and extensions easily. And this will hopefully make also building your existing workflows better if you can find the building blocks for that quicker and easier. Another key aspect of the KNIME Hub is collaboration. So that you can easily upload things to the KNIME Hub and share it with your colleagues, your friends, and the KNIME community. The last aspect of the KNIME Hub, which is kind of central to us, is the community aspect. So as you can see here, I put together a few profiles from the KNIME Hub. A lot of people have already published some things there. That ranges from extensions to workflows and components. So this is also a very good way to show off what you have done for enhancing the KNIME community and presenting yourself and your contributions. If you, one thing to note is that the KNIME Hub does not only offer community contributions, but also KNIME official examples. The way you can distinguish those are, if you look in the background here, you can see the KNIME user, and also here on the very right, you can see the KNIME avatar, and you can also click on it and make sure it's the official KNIME user, and then you know, okay, this is an official KNIME example. That is not to say that community contributions are less, but it's just one way to make sure this workflow, for example, is uploaded by a specific user.
All right. So I will quickly show you what Tobias explained in action. So if we have the KNIME Hub opened, then you are on the KNIME Hub landing page. There you see like a huge search field. Of course, you could also search for your interested topic in Google. And hopefully you will then, like the first few results will be leading to the KNIME Hub as well. This is mostly possible. But you can also go into the KNIME Hub directly. So I will show you a very simple example. I just search for string manipulation and I hit enter. And this will bring me to the results. So one important thing to note here is that you can filter these results by nodes, by components, or workflows or extensions as well. But in our case, now I'm looking for a workflow which explains how to do string manipulation in KNIME. So I will scroll down a bit and I will pick the second one here. I can see in the breadcrumb, all right, this is from the KNIME user. It's done by our colleague Marit. And let's have a look what is in there. So here is a preview of this workflow. And if we scroll down a bit, you will find a description what this workflow does. And also Marit provided some external resources here in this case. This is really helpful because, for example, she provided a video in addition to the workflow and the description, which will explain how the workflow works. If we scroll down a bit further, you will find some legal information like the license of this license. And also down here, there is a possibility to start a discussion. So whenever you have a question about a workflow or you need some help, then feel free to just click here, start the discussion. And this will lead you to the KNIME forum because they are both connected, KNIME Hub and the KNIME forum. So, but now you may ask, well, I do have this workflow open and this really does what I want to do. How can I open this in KNIME Analytics Platform? So what I will do, I will open KNIME Analytics Platform and I will open the KNIME Hub just on the right side. And one easy thing is here, I can simply drag and drop this little workflow icon here into the KNIME Explorer. Well, it didn't work in the first try. Let's try again. Should work. Yeah, now it's working. And now it will open the import dialog where I can just click finish. And what now happened is that the workflow we found on the hub is copied into my local KNIME workspace. I can now open it and I can also like take a look, for example, what the string manipulation node is actually doing and how it is configured. All right, so back to the hub. We'll make it a bit bigger again. What else can we see here? We can see some used extensions and nodes. So it will show you which extensions are actually used in this workflow. Also, which nodes are used in the workflow. So I will now click on the file reader node, and there I can find some more information about what this node is actually doing. Here's as well some external resources. Then here what ports the node has, what options the node has. And if we go further down a bit, we will find some related workflows and nodes. So you can see which other workflows are using that particular node, or which other nodes are like typically used in combination with this node. So then again, the question, okay, this node is great, I want to use it. How can I do that? It works pretty straightforward. I can also just drag and drop this icon, or if you like, you can also drag and drop this icon, it doesn't matter. You can just drag and drop it here, and there it is. So one kind of like secret tip maybe I wanted to show is also what maybe also like pro users of the KNIME Hub don't know yet. If you, for example, want to share this node with someone, then you can simply copy the KNIME, like the Hub URL, just in your browser, copy it, and send it through email or Slack or whatever kind of communication channel you're using to your friend. So this is what Toby did yesterday. He wrote me an email with some like anonymization node of Redfield, and I want to use that in my workflow. So what I can do now is I can also simply drag and drop this link into my workflow. And now KNIME is asking me, well, you don't have the Redfield privacy nodes extension installed. Do you want to do that? So this is pretty handy that I can just click yes, and the related extension will be installed. I won't do that now just for the demo. All right, so this was a very like simple use case and simple topic. Of course, you can search for much more. If you have some questions about churn prediction, you will find some answers here, or some AutoML or machine learning components, for example, are also there. So just that you know that there are really a lot of contents on the Hub. All right. So now we want to give you a bit of a sneak peek what is coming soon.
Exactly. So we're going to show two things as a sneak peek. This is editing spaces in the browser and the integration into the KNIME Analytics platform of the KNIME Hub. Please be aware, this is not yet live. So if you try this out on hub.knime.com and you will see, oh, I don't have this button or I can't see this, don't worry, this will all be very likely released next week. And then you can use all the features you see here for the first time also for yourself. So let's get started. I will share my screen. So the first thing, the fundamental thing, if you want to upload something to the KNIME Hub, is that you have to log in. So you might have noticed using the KNIME Hub that you can sign in here on the top right. I'm going to click this sign in button here, which turns me to the login page, and I will just log in like that. And after a few seconds, you can see on the top right, I have logged in. And now maybe as a first step, what we can do is look at my profile page. So I click on this avatar, and in the menu, I select profile. There you can see the profile of myself with a lot of information, what I do, what I uploaded, just a little bit of meta information about myself. You can also see that I have uploaded and published 3 workflows, 1 components, and I also received already 4 likes, which is pretty cool from the community. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can also see that I myself liked a few things on the Hub, maybe because I want to show appreciation or I want to remember what I have looked at before. For now, we can see in the left navigation this menu item spaces. So for now, we're going to click on this. So who hasn't seen this yet? So spaces are one of the key elements of the KNIME Hub, which we also want to center a lot of the collaboration happening on the KNIME Hub in the future. So if you, for example, you work on a churn analysis prediction project, then what you would maybe do is create one of those spaces and share this with your colleagues and work there inside together on your project. If you log into the KNIME Hub the first time, we will create two spaces. So one public space, which is public, and one private space. The difference is that the private space is only for yourself. So only you can see the items you upload there. So this is quite handy if you want to, for example, have some components which you want to take on the road. You can just upload them to the private space and have access anywhere you go. This is also actually a quite well-used feature. For now, as a start, we want to open up the public space. I click to open this. And as you can see, it's quite empty right now. So maybe as a start, we're going to rename this space. Maybe let's say it's called like this. I hit enter and this is saved now. I scroll a little bit down and I see I haven't uploaded anything here yet. So it shows a video how to do that actually from the KNIME Analytics platform. And exactly that I'm going to show you in a quick demo. So I switch over actually to the KNIME Analytics platform. And in my KNIME Hub mount point, which everybody has in his analytics platform, you can see already this space here I just renamed in the browser. And you can open this and you can see, it's empty as we just saw in the browser. And if I now want to upload something to the KNIME Hub and share it with the community, I have, as it's written here, I have to drag and drop my workflow here to make it available publicly. So I'm just going to do that for now. Just drag it here, just the example workflow. The first time you upload something to a public space, there will be a nice message. So thanks for the contribution, but also please be aware that this will be publicly available. So there's just this notification here. This is okay for us now. So I click OK. It uploads the workflow in the background. And as you can see here, it's now there. If we open this space from the KNIME Analytics platform again, I click right click, open, and open in KNIME Hub. Then it opens the space again, and we can see here that actually the workflow is now here, which we just uploaded. And maybe as a next step, we add a kind of nice description here so everybody knows what this space is about. So I'm going to do that and hit again save. And I think now this is pretty much ready to be shared and sent to my colleagues or friends. In the future, we want to expand these collaboration features of the Hub quite a bit. So please expect in the next year or so quite a few additions to make collaboration even easier, that you can work on your data science projects even better than now together, and work together on workflows and share your knowledge much easier than even now. And with that, I will hand over to Jakob.
All right. So I want to give you like a sneak peek of our second topic, which is the integration of the KNIME Hub into KNIME Analytics Platform. So what you have seen before now was that we always had two windows open, right? We had the KNIME Analytics Platform on the one side, and we had KNIME Hub on the other side. As this can get a bit tricky sometimes, like handling different windows. It's much easier if we have everything in one application. We decided to integrate the KNIME Hub into KNIME Analytics Platform. And this is what I'm going to show you quickly. So again, this is not yet released. It will be released soon. And with that, you need to install like the KNIME Hub extension. I won't go through the details now. You can find it on the internet if you don't know how to install the KNIME extension. But if you have this extension installed, then you will get this new view. It's called KNIME Hub. And if you open it, then you will get like exactly the same, like KNIME Hub, exactly the same content, exactly the same pages as you have seen before, which you can open in your own browser, will be kind of like embedded in KNIME Analytics Platform. It is really helpful if you search for something. For example, I will look for a node, or better like a component, and I can then simply drag and drop this component also into my workflow. And again, here I don't have this extension installed, so well, I click no for now for the demo. But this makes it even easier to use the KNIME Hub and explore the KNIME Hub from inside KNIME Analytics Platform. One thing you might have noticed here is that I dragged directly from the search results. So this is also possible if you find something, what you find interesting, like a workflow or a component, then you can also, you don't need to open it. If you know this is exactly what you are looking for, then you can just take this one and, for example, put this workflow here into your local workspace. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Toby will now explain you a bit how actually features will land in KNIME Hub. And
exactly.
That you get a bit of an impression how we work and how this goes.
So one thing we do and we will always appreciate, and therefore are already very thankful for this opportunity, that we try to stay as much in contact as possible with our users. So if you have any feedback, please let us know what your problems are, what your wishes are. We are trying to stay in contact with our customers, partners, and also with our in-house data scientists. So we are as close as possible to our users and make sure we solve problems for them. We then have to also align these feedback and what we get from the community with our company goals and define the priorities a little bit there. And then we actually get started with user experience concepts, test these user experience concepts with usability tests, design, do technical discussions and architecture discussions to make this a really stable product. What is in this whole process a little bit interesting for you is that we develop in short intervals, which are called sprints. So these are 2-week intervals, and at every end, we increase something, we add some feature to the KNIME Hub.
Or we fix a bug. That's possible as well.
Of course, there are almost none. But we then, this enables us to make regular releases more often. So it's worth checking the KNIME Hub more often and check back every few weeks and see if something has changed.
So yeah, as you can see, this process is kind of a loop as well. So it will, when we release something, when our sprint is done, then of course there will be new feedback from the users, new sprint, new planning, and so on. So we try to improve with every sprint. All right. So now we are excited to hear what is actually on your wish list. Maybe you have something where you think, well, this would be really useful. This would be a nice feature, or you should change this and that. Then it would be much easier to use, for example. So we're very interested into your opinion, and so please post your ideas right now into the chat, and so we get a bit of an impression, and then we can see if maybe some of the aspects are already on our roadmap, which we will show you next. Of course, if you have some ideas later on, then you can also write them in the KNIME forum. This is actually the best place, because then other users can also see what ideas you have and can already discuss on them. But if you have like a, I don't know, sensitive topic, then of course you can also write Toby directly to his email address. Of course, we cannot promise to realize all your wishes, but we can promise that we read through them and we make sure that we discuss them and we try our best to solve all like problems and ideas you have.
So what I can see right now is in the chat, I'm just reading out external resources link to open in a new tab by default. Okay, interesting. Bookmark a workflow or workspace. And yeah, actually, as you mentioned, likes actually serve a slightly different purpose. That's correct. And follow up particular hub user. Okay, also a very good point.
Very good point, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the last question, can we choose to share the workflow workspace with only particular user in the hub? So also a very good question, because as I mentioned with the spaces, we are right now expanding a lot with what we want to do there and increase the possibilities for collaboration. So that's exactly one thing we want to improve, that you can actually share with some people and and collaborate only with those. And maybe everything else. In addition to public-private, it is possible to create organization team hierarchy. Yeah, very good point as well. So yes, this will be possible. So we will talk about this in the next slide in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thanks for all your comments. Now I want to give a quick overview of what we actually have on the roadmap already. So this might be already quite in line with your comments already and might cover some of your wishes quite well. So the first thing is we want to continue improving community features. So making the KNIME Hub even much better usable, not only for those KNIME experts who know already everything, but make it more beginner friendly. So for example, you have a certain topic you want to search, for example, bioinformatics, then you can go to the hub and maybe there's a nice landing page and it gives you all the information and building blocks in one page as an overview. So things like that. Also maybe that you can explore the hub while clicking through and not having to use Google or the hub search all the time to discover more things about the hub. And as I mentioned already, and this came also up in the chat, we want to extend the collaboration features quite a lot. This is one big focus for the hub. So there's tons of possibilities for that. This also ties in with getting the hub more and more ready for enterprises. So in the enterprise environment, we have quite a few different requirements. We have, as a question in the chat came up, we have organizations and teams. This is actually also on our roadmap to make it ready for those kind of things and all the other things which big enterprises require. And this will be then at some point an installable product. So the exact same thing which we just demoed with our KNIME Community Hub, you can install the whole thing at some point in your enterprise and use it there to build communities. A small sub feature which we are working on concepts right now for all of this is versioning. So we want to be able to version workflows and components on the hub. And to give you an idea how this could look, quick screenshot. So please be aware, this is going to be subject to a lot of changes, not only a few, but a lot. So this might look completely different in the end. But just to give you an idea, you might open a workflow on the KNIME Hub, and then you can see a version history somewhere, and then you can browse through the different versions. Maybe not only yourself, but somebody else might have uploaded, and then you can restore them or work with this much better together with other people.
All right. I just saw one improvement idea in the chat. Thank you for that one. That it would be nice if we have some, not only if we have like a list of many nodes that you don't need to click like load more, so that you can like kind of scroll through them. Thank you for the input. We will also consider that one. So before we now go into answering your questions in the Q&A section, I have one little note. We do have the KNIME Fall Summit taking place in November, mid of November. So if you are interested in some more information and some more like interesting talks from KNIME users and also from us, then feel free to join the KNIME Fall Summit. Of course, in the current situation, this is all online, but the great thing about that is that it's even easier to join, like wherever you are in the world, you can just dial in and take part. So we have some community workshops, some talks, online courses, and we have also a certification program.
Okay, so the first question is, what is an extension? Very good question. So an extension you can imagine as a container for a couple of nodes. So these are bundled together with one extension, and then you can, for example, update the extension once and it updates the nodes. And one more difference is that you actually install the extensions. So you install a couple of nodes all together. You don't install the nodes one by themselves. And on the hub, you can also see the extension pages, which then gives you an overview of what's inside one extension. So for example, you have an image processing extension, then you can see all the nodes inside there. And this helps to get also an overview what you probably will require if you want to use this kind of topic, or for example, image processing.
All right, we have another question. It would be nice to be able to refine text search, especially filter by user who shared by label and so on. Yes, very good point. We are also thinking about that, like searching by tags, for example, or like by labels. Also, like filter by users. We had some discussions on that, so I think this is a very good point. Thank you.
Okay, one more feature suggestion is it would be nice be able to list all the nodes when there are many without clicking on more results for the extensions. Yeah, very good point. We heard this feature request before, and I think it's actually valuable, and I'm pretty sure we already have a ticket for it. I'm hoping to get to this soon. So if there are no more KNIME Hub related questions.
Yeah, there I see a few other questions, like not KNIME Hub related, but KNIME related, of course.
Yeah.
We're to be honest, I cannot say much about this topic, for example, about the spatial data. But we have your question here, so we can make sure that someone will contact you. Like we have the chat recorded, and we will come back to you about that.
And
learning course for the Fall Summit. If there's none already, then this might be possible.
And yeah, please keep coming with the comments and requests, because then we always know what the community wants. So always post in the forum or else. So I think we are kind of coming to an end of this webinar. So thanks a lot for joining. It was really fun to do that and show you all the future possibilities. We hope you are as excited about the upcoming features next year as we are. I think it's going to be pretty cool and make hopefully your life and your work a lot easier.
Yeah, and hopefully we see you again, like in at the KNIME Fall Summit or some following webinars. So yeah, happy to hear from you again.
Thanks for joining and have a good evening.
Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.